So I hacked the Audio Buddy with a new preamp. I'm also interested in adding some filters to it. So in particular, a 80 Hertz high-pass filter to get rid of some of the low rumble. And I've noticed that most of the amplifiers I've looked at have a high roll-off also, somewhere around maybe 130 kilohertz, something like that. And one of the things that some of the preamps add is some equalization, some EQ. And so I thought that'd be fun to add. I'm not sure if I'd use it or not. I think most of the preamps maybe add a bass boost and a treble boost, but not a 3-band equalizer. Some of the mixers have 3-band equalizers, so maybe I will incorporate that. So this is microcap, and I thought I'd model some of the circuits that I found in other schematics. The 80. Let me zoom in here. And all right, so this 80 Hertz high pass came out of a DBX. I think this was out of a DBX 286, and it's just a simple roll off. And then this is what they had for the high pass. It's just a unity gain with 47 picofarads that rolls it off around 130 kilohertz. Might be interesting to have try it with 47 picofarads and 100 picofarads to see what the difference is. I've made some notes to myself, adjust C4 for the roll-off frequency. And then in this particular frequency, adjust R1 for bass peak. So the filter can have a bump at the left-hand edge of it. And if you adjust R1 correctly, you get rid of that bump. So you can have a standard capacitor value is 0.1 microfarad, 0.1 microfarad. This one has a 40.2K. So I don't think this value is too important as long as you balance it with this. So at least one of these needs to have an adjust on it. The other filter that I found was another 80 Hertz high pass. It has one extra pole in it. It has a input. If you look at this diagram here, it looks completely different. I thought, oh, it's a different circuit, but it's just drawn different. It's this circuit, just drawn a bit differently. It is a little bit different, but it is basically the same thing. But it has this extra section on the input. So this one rolls off a little bit quicker. And then I thought I'd add 180 Hertz, which is just this filter here with the capacitors cut in half. So it's exactly the same as if the capacitor's cut in half. The other circuit that I'm interested in is this one that I found in a Behringer product. It's a 3-band equalizer. It has a high, mid, and low. And it has some T filters a little bit, capacitor, resistor, resistor, capacitor. This one is more like that, resistor, capacitor. So they're a little bit different architectures for low frequencies, mid frequencies, high frequencies, mid frequencies, and low frequencies. And then they have a buffer on the output. And it rolls off a little bit as well. All right, so let's see if we can't model these things. We want to do a AC analysis. And there we go. Let's look at the AC analysis. So we have a couple things going on here. We have the red plot is V out 160, 3, and 4. So we need to go back So we're looking at V out. Out is just the 80 Hertz high pass. And then out 2 is with the high frequency roll off. Out 3 is with the band pass. Out 4 is with the different 80 Hertz. And out 160 is with the 160. All right. So let's go back to the AC. Oh, so you can see it's kind of hard to see in the colors here, but this is the 160 Hertz cutoff. So here's 100 Hertz, here's 200 Hertz. So yeah, it's right here about 160. And then we have the green and the red both go through the 80 Hertz filter. So they roll off here. And then the 80 Hertz filter that rolled off a little bit quicker is this blue line. So it comes down to that. I don't think we're going to hear too big of a difference between these. Maybe the green one a little bit. The green one, yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit. And then normally the amplifiers would go out flat to 100 kilohertz and beyond. And adding that one section with the 47 picofarads has this nice smooth roll off here. So we're getting rid of these really, really high frequencies. So I think that's a nice thing to have. Keep it from oscillating. Okay, so let's go back. And one of the nice things about microcap is it has functions for these potentiometers. You can actually adjust these potentiometers in a stepping fashion. So let's look at the 3-band equalizer. When you do your analysis, your AC analysis, you have the ability to do stepping. So right here, it's a stepping. You can also get there, once you've run the program, you can also get there by saying AC stepping or F11. So we're going to go into stepping. So there's a couple things you can step. You can step everything in your circuit, all the R's, all the C's. You can step almost everything. One of the things that you can step is the potentiometers. Now, the potentiometers are called X1, X2, and X3. So we're going to step X3. And then X3 is composed of R1 and R2 as the top resistor and the bottom resistor in the potentiometer. So we're going to step R1. So right here you can see that we're X3.R1 is what we're stepping. We're going to step it from 0 ohms to 50K ohms in 5K steps. So you say step it, you say yes, and then you say okay, and then you rerun this plot. And you can see that we're starting to change the high frequencies. So this is what the filter would do. It would boost the treble and it would lower the treble. So it's plus and minus. It also starts to give a little hump here in the bass, but not too much. So that's what that potentiometer does. So we can go back to AC stepping, and we can turn that one off, and we can step the next one, which is X4. So this is, I'm not sure if this is the mid or the low, but we'll step it, yes. It's the mid. So you can see the mid is kind of a boost here around 2K. So it peaks it or dips it here at 2K. So that's the mid-range EQ. And then we can adjust the other one. So go back to stepping, turn this one off, and we'll turn this one on. So here's what the bass does. The bass boosts things around, it's starting at around a couple hundred hertz. So we have a boost here in the bass. Now you can actually run all three at the same time, which would be kind of cool. Stepping, so we can turn these all on. Let's see, here's the button for that, all on. And this one I don't think we want on. We don't want that one on, no. So we're going to step the potentiometer, potentiometer, potentiometer. So step all of these. So you can see there's a little bit of interaction between the different filters. It's more of a spirograph than anything else. I don't know what good information we're getting out of this other than you can do it. It does some kind of Monte Carlo. It figures out, there's two different ways to do it. One is kind of random and one is one by one. I don't know why one would be better than the other, but it allows you to do it both ways. Well, this is taking some time. This is really better if you have a couple circuits that are kind of competing with one another. You can see what happens when you vary the two together, if there's any interactions or not. If there's no interactions, then you'll see the data plot all on top of one another. But if there is variations between the two circuits, you'll see they'll start to see a split in the data. Anyway, let's see if we can kill this thing. We hit escape. Did that kill it? I think it did. Okay, good. So, all off. Okay. Kill this thing. So anyway, I thought I'd put this in there. I'm interested in building a PC board that has all this stuff on it. I don't want to hand wire this thing. It looks too complicated. So I think I will add at least one high pass and at least a 3-band equalizer, and then also put in an IMSAI 217 preamp. Not sure what else I need in there. Probably a power supply, so plus and minus power supply and a phantom power supply also. So here I'm starting to work on the PC board. We can look at this up here. This is the, let's see. This is the IMSAI 217. There's the XLR connector coming in, 6.8 Ks to the phantom power. Phantom power is buffered a little bit. There's an input to the section, capacitively coupled, some pull-down resistors and some protection diodes, the gain diodes. I was too lazy to try to create a symbol for the 217, so I just took a dual op amp and just wired it really crazy. But the pinout's right. The pinout will work. It's just wired really stupid. All right. I'll show you that when I lay it out. So here's the power section, ACN rectified, creates plus and minus 15. There's a low pass filter here, so this is an 80 Hertz low pass. And this is a jumper walk, so you can jump around the 80 Hertz or go through the 80 Hertz. So this is 80 Hertz on and off. This is the little high frequency roll off, which will always be in the circuit. And then this is the 3-band equalizer, and with a jump around it as well. So go through the equalizer or not. And then a buffer to out. So let's take a look at the boards. This is kind of me thinking right now. It's not, I'm not going to build this as is. I'm probably going to add a bunch of circuitry to it. I think I want to add a clipper circuit and maybe something else, but certainly a gate, a noise gate circuit. I definitely want one of those. So we can zoom in on this thing. Let me see. Let me zoom down here. So here's the 217 microphone in. I tried to keep the layout really, really tight make sure there's no noise introduced in this area. And there's a ground plane, so everything is shielded by a ground plane. Turn that off. And then there's a power supply section. There's two regulators, 7815, 7915. This is where the power comes in. And then this is the 80 Hertz filter here. And this is the high, mid, and low EQ. So quite a few components. So this is a mix of surface mount and through hole. So parts that I know aren't going to change, I went ahead and used surface mount. Like the power supply, I know it's not going to change, so I went ahead and used surface mount just to limit the area of the PC board. You can, since you pay by the square inch, and a second thing is my copy of Eagle is free, and it limits me to 80 millimeters by 100 millimeters, so I need to put on as much as I can to get my $2 PC board. So anyway, so yeah, some of the parts are through hole, some of the parts are surface mount. So all of the filter stuff is going to be through hole because they have strange values. I don't have all of the values in my surface mount collection. That's another reason to use one or the other. And then some of the capacitors I want to use thin film, some polypropylene, polystyrene type things. So I don't want to use these ceramic capacitors. They're okay for some things, but not everything. So I think it's turned out pretty good. Let's turn the. Let's see. This looks kind of ugly. Let's turn the bottom off. There we go. So yeah, I think it'll look pretty good. I've got a lot of spare space, so I'll be able to put in my clipper circuit and maybe something else. I'm working on a de-esser circuit, and I'm working on a compressor circuit, but neither one of those is ready yet. So I thought maybe I'd do one and then just to have it, play with it, and then start working on the others, and then either add them later or have a piggyback board that adds those circuits. But yeah, it's fun.